Greetings and salutations out there, everyone across the wide and wonderful internet. Michael Shibley with you here for another edition of Shibbles and Bits. And now that the Olympics are over for this year, it is time to take a look at one of the greatest rivalries you see in sports, and it's one that is not talked about nearly as much around the world, and that is the United States versus Jamaica in the sprints. So let's take a look at it. Let's go. One of the things that makes sports so great has just been the rivalries throughout its history, from the Yankees versus the Red Sox, to Duke, North Carolina in college basketball, to Alabama and Auburn, to Ali Frazier, to Tennessee versus Florida. Well, that one not so much recently. Go Vols. You look at all of these, and it brings out competition in the best of ways. And one of them that has been underrated, but yet we still see it, is the United States versus Jamaica in the sprints. Now, for the sake of what we are talking about, the sprints are the 100-meter dash, the 200-meter dash, 400 meters, then you also have the two relays, the 4x100 and the 4x400. The United States had always been the best in the world in sprinting, and one of the best Olympics they had ever had was in 2004, where out of the 22 available medals that the United States could possibly win across men and women's events, they won 10, including 4 golds, which was just absolutely amazing. Then you start to see, starting in 2008, the real rise of Jamaica, both in the men's and women's side. And of course, leading the charge for the men, and the one that garnered by far the most attention, was Usain Bolt. With the Beijing Olympics in 2008, Usain Bolt came on like a bolt of lightning, setting world records while winning gold in both the 100 and the 200. Meanwhile, the Jamaican women kept their role going, led by Veronica Campbell-Brown. The Jamaican women won 7 total medals, 2 of them gold, and it just said, hey, here's a new rivalry, a new challenger has emerged, and it has been on between the United States and Jamaica ever since. You would think that would have been a wake-up call for the American athletes, especially the men, going into the 2012 London Games, but that ended up not being the case. It ended up actually being worse for the United States, as Usain Bolt won the 100 and 200 meter dashes again, and Jamaica also swept the 200 meter dash. Jamaica had 6 medals, 3 golds in that one. Meanwhile, for the men, they only medaled twice, and none of them were golds. It has been amazing to watch this small island nation in the middle of the Caribbean rise to the top of the sprinting world, knocking the United States off that pedestal. The United States has a population of 116 times more than Jamaica, and the United States GDP is 1,000 times more than what Jamaica is able to produce. And yet Jamaica keeps producing world and Olympic champion sprinters. You, of course, have Usain Bolt, Shelly-Ann Fraser-Pryce, Veronica Campbell-Brown, Elaine Thompson-Herah, and Johan Blake. Meanwhile, the United States, they counter with Justin Gatlin, Sean Crawford, LaShawn Merritt, Allison Felix, and more, all champions in their own right. And it's been this back and forth. I cannot wait to see where it goes from here, but after the 2020 games, let's see where they all stack up. So when we look at the totals, we are going from the Beijing Olympics with the arrival of Usain Bolt through the 2020 Tokyo Olympics. Since 2008, the United States men have won 16 overall medals, 4 of them gold. Jamaica, 12 total medals, 8 gold. Meanwhile, on the women's side of things, the United States has 19 total medals, 8 of them gold, while the Jamaican women have 24 total medals, 8 of them gold. This rivalry really belongs to the women when you look at everything top to bottom. However, Usain Bolt has garnered so much of the headlines. But when you look at the total, the United States has 35 total medals, 12 of them gold. Jamaica has 36 total medals, 16 of them gold, and that includes a goose egg for the Jamaican men in the 2020 Olympics. So it shows, again, the dominance even of the Jamaican women, who have been sweeping events, just like the 100 meters in Tokyo. and that shows that this rivalry may continue. We'll see if the new batch of Jamaican male sprinters are going to come on the rise. But hey, this rivalry is continuing here in a few months at the World Championships, so check it out there. That's going to wrap up this episode of Shibbles and Bits. If you enjoyed it, please give us a thumbs up and also leave a comment below. I want to know what you guys think. And of course, you can follow me on Twitter at Michael_Shibley, and myself and my wife, Mrs. Shibbles. We're going to be streaming over on Twitch at Shibbles and Bits. So check us out there. I will see you guys next time.